What's up YouTube, my name is Eric and welcome to the world of profitability, where we discuss everything to help scale up. Thank you for 50 subscribers. Let's keep pushing. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you can be able to join this community of traders. Now it's a good job that you are doing here, and thank you for the support. Thank you for watching my videos, and let's watch as we grow. So from my previous video, this video, I promised to record a video of how to purchase a prop farm to a crypto, but unfortunately I was unable to do that because I had already purchased this account, so it was very hard for me to redo that process again, and at the end of the video not purchase another account, because it would have been for the sake of that video that I would be going through that process, but I want to make a video where at the end of that video I will receive an email for the confirmation of that purchase. So I might be able to do it perhaps maybe sometime, but for now I already have the account, so I'm going to walk you through the accounts. Actually there are two accounts. First account is this account that I purchased. It's from God Funded Trader. By the way, I've also been speculating this profile, and it's not a bad profile, so as well you guys can take a look at it. So in this account I've had about how many trades? About 3 trades. So 3 trades actually, it has already recorded here. The first trade was a loss, the second trade was a break even, and that trade was a loss. It's a 5k account. I'm going to go through the breakdown of those trades. Let's go to the other account, which is this one. Let me show you. Okay, naked account, here we go. So this account is a 10k account, which after purchasing a 5k account you get that account for free, and then you will be able to pay. It's a trade now and then pay later. See, after you've passed that account, you'll be able to pay the activation fee later. This account is a 10k account. I've also taken how many trades? 2 trades. Is it 2 or 1? Let me check. 1 trade, which was a loss of 1%. It's a 10k account, so $100 is 1%. I don't know much about this account. And then I also have this Fading Pips account that was remaining when I was breaching the previous account. It's now a drawdown of negative 9.5%. Basically, I can count it as a breached account as well, because I'm remaining with maybe $25, which is not much, but I have been into a worse situation than that, so I might as well recover. So I'm going to head over to my FX Replay software so that I can show you the breakdown of these few trades that I had. And by the way, in the past 1 week you've seen that I have not made a video or have not updated you. This is because I I figured out that trading during NFP week is quite risky with my system, and most of the weeks end up at all average rate end up at drawdown. So I decided trade less and more. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So I had this was my first trade of April, and then on USD JPY, and then I had another 3 trades from KJPY, this trade, and then these 2 trades. So I'm going to break down a couple of them, starting with this USD JPY trade. So allow me to go on to my FX replay, and I have to confirm that the time is my is the exact time from my region, Eastern African time. So actually it's in Nairobi. So I'm going to, it was on Monday, so let me walk over to Monday was here. So with my system, I usually make sure that the previous 1 hour is in the line with the direction that we want to take that setup. And at this point, the previous day was bullish, and I was looking for bullish setup because USDJPY has been in a bullish run for quite some times. However, we are still on these highs, which is quite a strong resistance. So I was quite hectical on this day, but we eventually got a setup. So I'm going to head over to 15 time frame where I look for my setups. Here you go. So from 15 time frame, you can see this market has been consolidating for quite some times. So on Monday is at 12 a.m. I usually start my day from 6 a.m. so I'm going to run over to 6 a.m. Here we are. So let me delete that one and then land over to 6 a.m. Okay, by 6 a.m. you can see this market even if it was on a consolidation, it was doing some highs and some lows. So at this point, I'm looking for a pullback of about 40 to 50 pips or more, and then we get a reversal pattern, and then we're going to get into that trade. All right, so let's go. Let's rest fast forward these candles, and first of all, let's measure these pips, number of pips we have here. So that's about 30 pips. I'm going to forward these candles until we get a pattern. At this point, you can see that we have a pattern, but this pattern is not complete. You see, because we do not have a pullback of about 40 pips. As you can see, we are at about a pullback of 30 pips. So we are not going to take that setup. We're going to ignore that pattern, and then we're going to fast forward these candles. At this point, we had another one, but actually I would not prefer taking that setup from this point because of the same pullback. So let's fast forward these candles, and there we go. We have our pullback. At this point, if I get a pattern, I'll be able to take this trade now. Okay, you can see some patterns here, and there we have a W pattern, which is a reversal pattern. When I talk about W pattern, I'm talking about something like that. As you can see, we already have one here. See, we have actually you can start from here. We have the sellers, and then buyers, and then the sellers and buyers, which crossed above the line. So what I'm looking for is if the previous 1 hour was bullish, and if it was bullish, then we're going to set our limit order. If activated, then we're going to be in the setup, and as you can see, it has already done a pullback of about 50 pips. See, so as well, you can see it's on a resistance zone, but it's a 15-minute resistance zone. So as you can see, that's what I'm talking about. So at this point, what I'm going to do is take my limit order here. Take my limit order. I'm going to make sure this is 15 pips and about 75 pips, because remember on USDJPY we target 1:5 when we set our stop loss to be 15 pips. And if your stop loss is about 20 pips, then we are targeting 1:4, which is 80 pips. So I'm going to make sure my profit level is about 75 pips, which is 750 ticks. And then our stop loss level is about 15 pips, which is 150 ticks. Okay, so and that's our setup, see. So then I'll set my mark for my break-even point, which is usually 20 pips for the 15 pips stop loss. So we're going to have a trade at 42 plus 20 plus 42 plus 20, that's 62. It's 62. Yep, yeah, 62. Here we go. So that's my break-even point. Let's forward this candle to see whether at this time our entry has already been triggered, and then if we fast forward the candle, you can see price went up, came down to almost our entry point, and then we fast forward again, you can see even few candles it was at a break even. Now our trade is now running at a break even. So I'm going to head over to 1 hour time frame so I can able to fast forward this candle quite faster. So okay, I'm going to put this back here. Okay, so fast forward these candles. Price pulled back. If I was using my previous risk to reward ratio, at this point my take profit would have been hit with a 1:3 risk to reward ratio, but I want to make sure that I'm utilizing my setups to the full potential. So that's why I'm risking 1 to get 5, you see. So it's first for these candles, price went up, came down, went up again, and then eventually overnight the price came down to hit our break-even point. But it was Trump tweets, the price action is not behaving that much, but I managed to catch a break-even trade. You see. So that's it for this trade. And then we had this KDPY trade over here. I usually use the same criteria to enter into these trades. The first one was this trade, and by the way, this trade was executed on my trading view according to my setup, but due to spreads the trade was not executed on my account, you see. So something else by the way I forgot to mention about this trade. At this point I was tempted to close that trade with a risk reward ratio of 1:3, so I can be able to save that 15 pips account, because at this point I was floating at about 4%, which would have saved that account. But I remember that a few months ago I was struggling with around trade to hit take profit, and I did not want to go back to to my previous self, so I rolled that trade to learn. On this other trade, it was used the same criteria was used, a W pattern, and then our entry was triggered. It went up, we set our break-even point, but at this point it did not hit our take profit, remaining about 2 pips, but it is what it is. And then that trade which resulted to a stop loss, and finally this trade which also resulted to a stop loss, but using the same criteria to enter. That's simply how the week has been, and that's the current update on April trading journey. So get tuned, and let's trade the financial markets together. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to be notified anytime we make a video in this channel. That's it for now. Bye bye.